Hello all and welcome back to Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy Reviews. Yesterday we took a look at yet another new Safari Limited 2017 figure, and today we're going to do the same. Today we are going to be looking at this guy. It is the new for 2017 Safari Limited Coelophysis. And this figure is pretty special because, as you can see, it has got a coat of sort of downy-like feathers. And that was a very bold move on Safari's part because so far there is no proof that Coelophysis had a covering of feathers. No concrete proof. I mean, there's like phylogenetic proof that yes, it may have had feathers because, you know, dinosaurs all split from a common ancestor that was feathered. So it would make sense if this guy did. But being one of the earliest dinosaurs of all time, if it was covered with feathers, that would completely change our views on feathered dinosaurs because that would mean that feathers evolved much earlier in dinosaurs than we would have initially thought. And Coelophysis, being one of the first dinosaurs, if it had feathers, would definitely stir some scientific communities if we found that it did have feathers. So it's pretty cool to see that they went ahead and feathered this dinosaur, and it makes you wonder, what if it did have feathers? What implications would that have? It really sparks the imagination, this figure does, and that's something I love about this figure. Do I love the rest of it? Kind of. I mean, it's okay. We'll get into that, but, you know, it's nothing incredible. Especially after we've had the last three hits of the T-Rex, the Parasaurolophus, and the Ionosaurus, then we get to this guy. It's kind of just eh. But we'll get into that later. But without further ado, let's get a closer look at this figure. As you can see, he does come with the Safari Limited tag with his name and species and the little factoids inside. And again, it is rubber, so you can take it off and put it on as you wish. I mean, if it makes displaying easier, you can take it off, but if you want your figures to look nice and new, you can keep it on, or you can take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on as much as you want, as long as you don't break that little rubber band. So good job, Safari. Thank you very much for taking that step ahead instead of just that crappy plastic one and done thing. I appreciate that. So starting off at the head of this figure, as you can see, this sort of primitive feather look covers the entire figure except for the feet, hands, and the snout, which is pretty much how it would look in dromaeosaurs, so it kind of makes sense that they apply that sort of look to this figure as well. What is not covered in feathers is a very small section with very small scales and tiny teeth that is painted a baby blue color. You've also got these red crests sort of going up above the eyes. And that's another great thing. The eye in this figure is, like the other figures, very attentive, very alert. It looks so natural. It looks like this creature is actually looking forward, and that is so cool. Going down the body, you see more of that feather covering, and my issue with the feathers isn't so much that I'm a guy who supports naked dinosaurs, because really, either way, I'm okay with it, but they cover all of the areas that would be cool looking for, like, the anatomy. Like, on the Ionosaurus, you had all those great neck folds, but you don't get that with these feathered models, and that's okay. I mean, the feathers are very well sculpted, and I mean, I know it might be accurate, and I know that that's how they should be portrayed, fine, but I do miss seeing the great anatomy. It makes me sad. Anywho, going down the non-graceful neck, you go into these arms, which have some nice musculature, again, obscured by the downy feathers, but I can live with it. The hands have sort of more plate scales going on, and again, not weathered claws. I know, something you hear from me a lot, but what are you gonna do? Going down the body to some powerful looking thighs and a very bird-like leg there going down into the feet with more plated scales and not weathered claws. I gotta say though, side note, this really does, like this area here looks very raptor, and it also looks very chicken. I just realized it, like looking at this figure, how much it looks like a long-tailed chicken. I think it's really the coloration, the orange and the white. I guess that's just screams chicken to me, but I'm getting off track. Alright, back on track. Here we go. Going down the tail, it's a very long and graceful tail, and I like how it switches from orange to just the white halfway down. You've got some nice black stripes going on, and really that is my biggest problem with this figure, is the paint job. It is just boring. That's the best way I can put it. It's just boring. I mean, you've got orange, white, a black stripe that looks like it was just drawn on with a Sharpie. It doesn't gradiate, it doesn't really fade in any way. It just is a harsh black line. On both sides, mind you. It's not like one side I have a weak paint job and the other is great. It's just a black line, and it's such a bummer. I mean, they did the T-Rex feathers so well, and then this figure is just... I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just mine since I got my figure so late, but it's boring. That's all there is to describe it. It's boring. I mean, this figure has a great look to it. It's very graceful. It's got a nice sort of curve to its body. It looks very natural, like it's turning its head to look towards a prey item or something. But it's just, in the paint department, Safari Limited fell with this one. And that's just me. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who holds that opinion. Shoot me if you must. That's just me. That's all I have to say about the look of this figure. Let's get into some sizes, shall we? So, just how big is this figure? Well, let's grab our trusty dusty tape measurer and find out. So, from the tip of the tail all the way to the front of the snout, you're looking at right around 7 3/4 inches long, and from the base all the way to the highest point, you're looking at just over 3 inches long, just under 3 1/4 inch tall. So a decent size. Not bad for a Coelophysis. I mean, it's kind of similar in size to their brown raptor from way back when. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But it seems big. Like, that's the best way to put it. I feel like Coelophysis was a smaller dinosaur, and this one sizes up very, very well. Like, doesn't size up very well. It looks too big when you're displaying it. Again, another grievance. I know, I'm just hating on this figure, I feel like, but I'm sorry. That's just my thoughts. Size comparison time. Here is the Coelophysis with the recently reviewed Dinosaur, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This guy is enormous. He's taller than this figure, and you can also see what I'm talking about with how great this paint job looks, how lifelike as compared to that, how boring and sort of two-sided that is. Like, it doesn't gradiate, it doesn't look natural, it's just orange and white. The end. Nothing else. And that's a letdown for me, it really is. Next up, we have the also new for 2017, Safari Limited, Coelophysis. And again, you can see what I mean by boring paint jobs versus intricate ones. I mean, this is just beautiful, and then this is just... it looks like a Cheeto. It looks like a Cheeto that was dipped in cream with a little Sharpie marker. And it's just... why, Safari? You were doing so well. You were impressing me time and time again, and then you do this. I mean, the sculpture is great, but I wanted great paint, too. And finally, we have the also new for 2017, feathered Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you can see two of my grievances here. One, look at how well they did the feathers on the T-Rex. All of the shading, all of the different colors, and how they faded into each other instead of just being a harsh line. How beautiful that looks as compared to that. Also, look at the size. Look at how big this Coelophysis is compared to this T-Rex. This should be a Cheeto to this thing. I mean, it looks like one. It might as well be the size of one relative to the T-Rex. Come on! Ugh, I'm sorry. I'm ranting at this point, and I don't know how many of my rants are grounded in fact at this point. I'm just so disappointed reviewing this figure. And of course, as with any of our videos, if you don't have any of the new for 2017 figures, head on down to your kitchen, grab yourself a nice ripe banana, and you can see how those two would kind of scale up next to each other. They're about the same length when you get right down to it. Banana's a little thicker, but that's a banana for you. So there you have it. That concludes our look at the new for 2017 Safari Limited Coelophysis. Guys, I wanted to like this one. When they released the images, I thought I would order it and I thought I'd like it, but now that I have it, it's just so lackluster to me. And that sort of bums me out. I mean, the sculpture is definitely there. It's not a sculpture thing. For me, it's a paint thing. And like I said, I wanted to enjoy it because it was a very bold move, feathering a Coelophysis, and it really does trigger the imagination. And I love that Safari did that for me. But like I said, the color is so... just looks like it was just slapped on there and sent off, unlike the other ones where it looked like they actually cared, you know? So, all things considered, I think this figure gets a 6 out of 10. The sculpture is there. The color is where it falls flat. But I want to know what you guys think of this figure. Do you like it more than I do, or are you with me on this? Am I just a rambling old idiot that likes to complain about his toys? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't be afraid to hit that like button and give us a subscribe down below for more killer toy reviews. We will see you in our next video.